everyone, it's Lindsay from Hearth Story, and I'm here with a quick scroll through video of third grade writing. So let's take a look. Here's our cover. And we go in, and the first thing we do that's a little bit different from some of our other levels is that we're actually giving you a pretty tight recommended schedule here. So there's 60 total lessons to use throughout the year, and many of them go together. So lessons 2 through 6, for example, they go together, and you're going to want to do those in pretty close to consecutive school days. It's okay if there's a weekend or something, but you don't want to take 2 through 6 and pepper them out really far across 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. Lesson 7, for example, is a standalone, and that can be put in whenever. But when you're getting up to, lesson 48 to 57, that's a unit that all goes together. So as you're scheduling these, we have a list of chunks that sort of need to stay together. And when we come out with complete third grade, we actually have a full recommended schedule for that one. That takes this all into account and does it for you. That would just be a recommended schedule. You don't have to use it that way, but that'll be in there for you. So we also have our materials, and we have all the standards that this covers. We're going to hit all of the third grade Common Core writing standards, and then a few of the other ones for informational text with the research project and for language, of course. So we're going into our time capsule paragraph. We do this paragraph or an essay in every one of our levels. They're going to be writing a paragraph or a group of sentences, whatever they can come up with at this age. They would have learned paragraph writing in second grade, but if not, for some reason, just a group of sentences, whatever they can come up with. And that's going to go into their time capsule envelope that they will open at the end of the year and compare to the one they write at the end of the year and see how they're doing. And we have a plan for that. And then we're going into a brief unit on sentence structure, writing strong sentences, starting sentences, joining up ideas to make more complex sentences, word choice, adding sensory details, just, making your sentences as strong as they can be. Then we're going into teaching about how to start a journal. And we have journal prompts kind of peppered throughout the whole course, so that's all in there. And we have our pull-apart guide here. So you have where you have the staple pictures is where you're going to staple. And that's the cover. And then we have all our journal pages for the year. So they can actually just remove that from the study guide and staple that together. And then we go into their paragraph writing review and really going step by step through how to write a paragraph. So we're talking about the parts that we need to have, limiting ourselves to kind of one main idea and not going off topic, how to plan a paragraph, how to write a firework, how to write a topic sentence, how to choose details, what types of details you might want to put in there, how to write a closing sentence, drafting a paragraph. We also have a guide for parent or teacher reviewers on how to mark up your students' paragraph. So we're not teaching them how to edit their own paragraphs in this level. We introduced that in level 4. So in this one, it's going to be you, the parent or teacher, who's going to be making those suggestions. And there's a whole page on how to do that if that's not something you've done before. So that's here at the end. I just want to point that out because it is kind of into the answer key where you find that. So they're going to be writing just a general standard paragraph. You're going to be helping them edit that, and then they're going to be writing their final copy. And then we're getting into opinion writing. I have a big long unit on that. We're going to do a friendly letter unit on how to format a friendly letter. We also do a how-to informational paragraph that's coming up and with a visual aid. So that's one of the important goals for third grade. We want to figure out, what am I saying with words and what could I say with a picture? And I put those two together to make the whole thing stronger. So that's going to be covered in here. And they will be doing a short 2-paragraph, very simple research report, just very, very standard third grade kind of research report on a planet. Shows them how to find sources, how to work together to get those, how to paraphrase, take notes, plan your report, and then actually write it up. So it's not a full essay or anything. It's just a 2-paragraph report. And finally, they'll be heading into a short story writing unit. It's a little simpler than the one we do in 4th grade, but it is kind of similar. They'll be writing a creative short story, designing a hero, designing a setting, designing a conflict and mapping out the plot. And then finally, we'll end the year with their time capsule paragraph. So they've learned so much about paragraph writing. Are they able to put that all to the test here and write that final paragraph, open up the envelope from the beginning of the year, and then compare and see how much they've grown over the year before heading into fourth grade writing? Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and happy homeschooling!